In this video, we are out here in Vitruvian Park in Addison, and we're going to be checking out Addison and Farmers Branch. Which one's a better fit for you? We're going to take a look at some neighborhoods, we're going to check out some shopping, and we are most definitely going to check out some green space and nature. So stay tuned. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, glad to meet you. My name is Wendy Pinnell. I am a local real estate broker in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And like I said, today we're going to be digging into this comparison of Addison to Farmers Branch. And you know, as we start digging in, we're going to see that they actually have a lot in common. For example, when it comes to schools, neither one are rated particularly well. You've got one that has a B- and one with a C. Okay, so we're also going to see that these are not particularly the cities that you're going to look at for new construction, okay? They just don't have a whole lot of it, neither one of them. Commute time, they're about the same, about 20 minutes to downtown Dallas, and we're going to see that they both have, you know, their fair share of parks and trails and green space. But given all of that, tell you what, there are some significant differences in the two that we're going to dig into today. You know, because I'm going to give you, in fact, 5 ways that we're going to compare these suburbs, and you're going to see that they are completely different. And I tell you what, that's going to give you an idea of which one of these might be a better fit for you, right? So if you're considering both of them, maybe you love that 20-minute commute right to downtown Dallas, I'm going to give you 5 comparisons to help you decide which one's the better choice for you. All right, but first, some basic information, because I realize you may not even know where Addison or Farmers Branch are. So let's start there, right? Okay, so if you can look on a map, you can find downtown Dallas and then go north from there and then a little bit off to the west, okay? That's where you're going to find Addison and Farmers Branch, and they're right next to each other. Addison is quite a bit smaller, population 19,000, whereas Farmers Branch population is 71,000. Addison is smaller geographically as well. It's only 4.4 square miles. Farmers Branch is about 3 times that size at about 12 square miles. Now, I always like to talk about population density because that gives you an overall feel of the city. And in Addison, population density is 4,300 per square mile, where we're gonna find in Farmers Branch that is almost 6,000 per square mile. So between the two, just comparing those two, Addison is going to feel a little bit less crowded. But I tell you right now, though, that those are both very high population densities for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, okay? You're going to be able to find plenty of suburbs that don't feel quite that crowded, okay? But that makes sense, right? Because they're so close to downtown. Anyway, enough of that. Let's dig in. Let's talk about comparison number 1. I think this one is important to all of you. Cost of living and affordability. So that's comparison number 1, cost of living and affordability. Okay, according to thebestplaces.net, the Addison cost of living is 14% higher, cost of living wise, than Farmers Branch, okay? Cost of living, they said that groceries and utilities are higher, but really the big difference there is Addison housing, okay? It's 43% more expensive than what you're gonna find in Farmers Branch, okay? So definitely that's the biggest factor. So you know what, let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about housing, okay? Median sales price in the past 90 days in Addison, $450,000, okay? And then in Farmers Branch, you got your $450,000 here. In Farmers Branch, your median sales price was $403,000, okay? Median price per square foot, $240 a square foot for Addison. Farmers Branch in the low $230 range, okay? So a little bit of a difference there. What I want you to do is I want to show you a couple neighborhoods, one in Addison, one in Farmers Branch, so you can kind of get the idea there, a feel of how these houses look different, these neighborhoods look different, okay? And then the difference in prices, okay? So in Addison, let's take a look at the Grand subdivision, okay? Homes here are selling at $246 per square foot on average. Median sales price, $534,000. My favorite thing about the Grand subdivision is their beautiful pond and fountain. I also love that they're really close to the Reading Trail. They're close to the Addison Community Garden, And if you've heard anything about Vitruvian Park, you're going to be glad to know that this is only 5 minutes from Vitruvian Park. All right, home for sale here, listed for $534,000, priced at around $297 a square foot. Okay, so it's about 1,800 square foot, $297 per square foot. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage built in 1994. It's really beautifully updated. It had nice granite countertops in the kitchen and the bathrooms. I loved the luxury vinyl plank in this one. I think my favorite feature though about this one was the soft arches. I'm just really a sucker for soft arches in a home. I just think it really just adds kind of a touch of elegance. Anyway, popping on over to Farmers Branch, we're going to check out the subdivision Crestbrook Estates. And here, homes in this particular neighborhood are listed on average, sold on average of $196 per square foot. Median sales price here, $475,000. Now, where are we? We're close to Temple Trails Park here in this subdivision. We're close to Farmers Branch Creek. Love that in this subdivision you get nice mature trees. That's just an added bonus. Okay, specific home for sale, listed at $545,900. So you can see that's higher than what you may often see in this subdivision. And it's priced at $279 a square foot. So that's definitely higher than what typically sells here. It's about 1955 square foot, built in 1967. And I tell you, this one is bells and whistles, completely updated, and it has marble. Oh my goodness, has a beautiful marble fireplace, has marble countertops in the kitchen with the waterfall edge, and you just don't see that very often, that waterfall edge. It's got brand new cabinets, industrial vent. It also has marble in the bathrooms as well. So this one was definitely a showstopper in terms of how well it was fixed up. It's priced up there though for how many improvements, right? Okay, so cost of living is definitely that first difference you'll see. You also got to see housing and how that, compares. So now let's jump on over to our second comparison. Let's talk about demographic, because I think you're going to see that it is very different in these two suburbs. Okay, Addison. This is going to be a demographic that typically is comprised of business professionals, okay? You're going to see lots of office and technology jobs. World Population Review said that the average age in Addison, 32 years, and family size, according to World Population Review, 2.67. Now, I don't know how you can have a family size of 2.67, but anyway, also in Addison, really low marriage rate, 37% marriage rate. So that kind of statistical data shows you that Addison tends to draw young professionals. I think this is similar to what we saw also in Las Colinas, right? Where we saw this area kind of tending to have the office jobs, the technology jobs, and then a lot of young professionals, okay? So we got that for Addison. Let's look over here. What is Farmers Branch, okay? You got Addison here, Farmers Branch. Well, World Population Review looked up Farmers Branch, and guess what? Older average age, older family size, higher marriage rate, okay? So the data here really reflects that Farmers Branch is really going to tend to draw more families, whereas Addison really tends to draw more, the young professionals. Okay, so let's see if that trend carries over into comparison number 3, which is, let's talk about the home ownership rate, okay? Now, this kind of makes sense. I'm going to tell you right now from understanding demographic of these two suburbs, 19% home ownership rate in Addison, okay? That makes sense. Maybe you're a young professional, you're going to be moving soon. Maybe, you're not ready to settle down and own a home, right? So in Addison, you're going to see lots of apartment complexes, lots of condos, office buildings, lower home ownership rate, okay? How about in Farmers Branch? Home ownership rate, 53%. So it's definitely not the highest we've seen, but it does reflect quite a difference there, home ownership rate between Addison and Farmers Branch. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's jump into comparison number 4, because this one I think is also going to really speak volumes in regard to that demographic. Okay, let's talk shopping, dining, and entertainment. And I'll tell you right now, both of these suburbs have a pretty good share of entertainment, okay? But what you'll see is that the entertainment offered is heavily influenced by the demographic. So either, people move there because of the entertainment, or it draws the demographic. Either way, let me just tell you, Addison, oh my goodness, restaurant capital of the world, okay? Teeny tiny Addison has almost 200 restaurants. They have an entire street called Restaurant Row, where you're gonna find places like Nate's Seafood, Table 13, Fogo de Chao. Like if you're like, hey honey, where do you want to go eat tonight? Oh, I don't know, let's go to Restaurant Row. Okay, as you drive down there, you're gonna find something. All right, so restaurant capital of the world, but Addison doesn't stop there, right? They've also got wonderful, bars and breweries. They've got Pete's Dueling Piano Bar, okay? They've got the Selfie Bar. They've got the Bitter Sisters Brewery. They've also got like improv. They've got all the stand-up comedy. They've got theater. Oh goodness, they have the Bolero, the Panic Room, okay? Now, and keep in mind, all right, this is a 4.4-mile suburb with almost 200 restaurants and all of these different entertainment options and nightlife and bars, okay? So that's kind of hopefully making sense as to why that would people would kind of find in that young professional age would find that appealing, right? Okay, so in Farmers Branch, you're not going to find as many restaurants. They do have some, they have plenty, okay, but not as many. Now, in terms of entertainment, they have the Frog Pond Water Park. They have the ice skating at Star Center. They have indoor pool aquatic center, okay? They have the Gauntlet Fitness, which is very specifically geared for all ages. So does that kind of help you get the idea there of how both of these suburbs have a lot to do, okay? But it's geared towards and draws a different demographic, okay? For young professionals, you're gonna have Addison, versus family friendly, which is more like Farmers Branch, okay? So you can see definitely a difference there. All right, let's jump into comparison number 5. Let's talk about crime, okay? According to Area Vibes, right? Area Vibes gives Addison an F for crime, okay? Which, if you think about this, that makes sense because Addison has a ton of nightlife, ton of people out there at all hours, ton of entertainment. You kind of see how that would result in that crime rate being what it is. Farmers Branch, on the other hand, has a B+, so big difference there, okay? So there are your 5 comparisons, wrapping it all up. We found out that Farmers Branch, more affordable, higher home ownership rate, family-friendly activities, right? Lower crime. That's Farmers Branch for you. Over here with Addison, more expensive, okay? Bustling young professionals, low home ownership rate, ton of restaurants and entertainment, but with that comes the high crime, okay? So hopefully, it's not often that you'll find 2 suburbs that are this different. So hopefully this video will help you kind of pick between the 2 if you find yourself considering both of them, or if you want one or the other, right? Because they are both fantastic central locations and yet very different. Okay, so tell me, was this video helpful? I sure hope it was. If it was, the next best thing you're going to want to do is hop on over to my channel, check out a few more videos, because I'll tell you what, at last count, there was like well over 150, okay? So, we are the one-stop shop of everything you're gonna need to know about the Dallas-Fort Worth area, right? So head on over to my channel, take a look around. And again, we know Dallas like no one else knows Dallas, okay? We've been in the business since 2007, making these videos, helping you guys that are moving into the area get comfortable with the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Listen, also, if you got to move in your future, check out my description section. You're going to find the Let's Find Home questionnaire. You want to start filling that out if there's a move in your future. Also, there's a lot of helpful information there, okay? So you definitely want to check out that description section. You're going to find a ton of information. You're going to find a link to our blog, which also has just as much information as our YouTube page. So you're going to want to check that out. In the meantime, listen, thank you so very, very much for joining me today and watching this video, and have a great day.